Kia ora ana, talawhalawa, bulawanaka, maluele lei. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Cornwall Park. Our grand final day for the youth girls grades for 2024. Coming to you from Cornwall Park here in the lovely Tamaki Makaurau. First up, we're going to take a look at our under-13 girls final for today between the Richmond Rosebuds taking on the Mangere East Green Hawks. Joining me in the commentary booth today, the man, the myth, the legend, our head of pathways, TJ Ashford. TJ, welcome in.
Mr. Green, thanks for having me, mate.
Looks to be an absolute beautiful day here at Cornwall Park, but first we'll take a look at the Richmond Rosebuds. TJ, who are we looking out for?
Yeah, especially in this game today, man, it's going to be a battle of the halves, I think, man. So Richmond's got a really good forward pack, but look for Leila Tuala Glassy to lead the team around the field today.
Yeah, coached by Jules Lilo Maiava. Richmond winning the minor premiership after the regular season, going undefeated and getting the week off last weekend. Taking a look at the Mangere East Green Hawks. TJ, who are we looking for here?
Yeah, I like the look of number 10, Salute Hafoka there. She's been a stalwart for this Mangere East team this year, and she was good in the trials the other week as well. So look for her to lead her team forward this week.
Yeah, a number of these players making up our region of origin side for 2023. As we look out to field number 1 here at Cornwall Park, referee Kape Tukuafu just going through their last little rituals for the game before we get into the action. When we look at prior results throughout the season, Richmond taking the win in week 1 of our final series, 32 points to 12. And then when they played through the regular season, there were some pretty tight tussles with Richmond taking both of them 16 points to 10. And 5 weeks later in round 10, only getting up by 2 points, 12 points to 10. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously, Richmond with a big win over them in week 1. But, there wasn't much that separated them through the regular season. Where do you think the game will be separated today, TJ?
Yeah, I think it's important for both teams to understand that grand finals are, no matter what you do to get there, it's different on the day. I think it's going to come down to whatever team does all the little things right in the grand final. So that's, being third lady in, getting in at the legs, diving in on loose footies, all those little things that win games, especially in big occasions like today. Those are the things that's going to win it for them.
Yeah, some really crucial matchups across the park. Mangere East looking like they're only lining up with 14 girls today, so it's going to be interesting to see how they use their bench as well. Obviously bench rotation starting to become ever more important in rugby league. As we take a look at the conditions, like we touched on at the start, an absolute beautiful day for rugby league. Not much wind going around, but it looks like that the track is looking in good nick. Freshly painted lines, and it looks like we're set for a grand day of rugby league here at our final series. Mangere East are going to be a tough side to stop. They had the best attack and defence in the competition, despite finishing second. Whereas we look to the Richmond side and scoring at least 22 points through all of the regular season games. So I think if Mangere East are going to have any chance of taking the victory today, it's going to be by holding Richmond to less points. TJ, what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, when you look at the average over the year, Richmond have done an outstanding job defending. I think highest any team scored on them this year is 12 points, and Mangere on the past few occasions haven't gone above that. So they're going to have to score points today. So they might have to do tweak a little bit to the attack to create more opportunities. But defence is what wins championships. So they got to stop the big forwards from Richmond coming down the middle of the pathway today. And if they can do that, then they'll go a long way to winning the game.
Yeah, and like we touched on just briefly, obviously a lot of these girls making up region of origin sides, and we'll quickly touch on that. Obviously, we've got one club here making up the South team, and Richmond will be representing the North come September time. How do you think club season helps prepare them for region of origin come September?
No, especially in big games like today, that's the experience that you get when it gets into representative footy, and these girls have obviously done an outstanding job, playing rugby league and getting themselves to this opportunity here today. But we're just looking at creating those opportunities for our girls coming through our pathway and give them things to work towards, maybe for a future in rugby league later on in life.
Yeah, and just before we get underway with our under-13 girls grand final here today, just paying tribute to Pati Lemalu, the under-14 boys coach from Mangere East, who sadly passed away through the week. So Mangere East paying tribute to a great club man from their club. As it looks like Mangere East is going to get us underway this afternoon, kicking from right to left on your screen. It's going to be interesting to see how Mangere can defend first up, whether Richmond can break through early or whether they play the long game. As we're underway here at Cornwall Park for our under-13 girls grand final, Richmond with early ball here and just taking an early settler. I think it's going to be crucial here, TJ, for Richmond, whether they want to start cracking early, as we see a nice carry there, still working their way out of their 40. It's going to be really important here for Richmond if they want to start strong, especially with how good Mangere East have been defensively. If they want to find the victory in this grand final. As we see a nice little carry there from Martha Leota. Some good service out there from Kaden Niafata to start, but still really early days. As they just crossed the 50-metre line. Tawala Glassy feeds it on to her big back rower. Starting to creep ever so slightly in towards Mangere East half as they put up a kick. Numbers around it, and Mangere East finally get possession of the footy.
Really good defensive set there by Mangere too, Joey, to start the game. Keeping Richmond under 20 metres on their first set of 6 of the footy.
Nice first up carry there for Mangere East, just getting the set started through Carol Olile. As we see the other back rower, Salute Hafoka, like we touched on at the start. A good carry there to get them started. Rata feeds it on to Saimone. Just creeping closer to the halfway line. Good quick play the ball be for Mangere East. Grace Tulti with a nice strong carry, attracting numbers from the Richmond defence. Wanting to find a quick play the ball on last tackle. And a nice kick there from Selena Poko. Finds space. Richmond pounce on it. Looking to the outside early, and Mangere East drag her down. What did you think of their first set from Mangere East?
Yeah, a little bit behind the footy there. Just maybe a first bit of nerves coming in their grand final, but really good kick to finish off the set there, finding open space as well, and put their team in a really good position to defend the set.
Yeah, it seems as though there's a bit of first half jitters as we see a nice little dart at a dummy half from Richmond. Yeah, Fata from dummy half feeds it on to Schwalger, who then feeds it on to Yao Mamea. Gets over halfway. A semi-quick play the ball. Richmond just look like they're pouncing off the front foot there. Nice carry from number 13, Ashton Lowvale. Find your front. Looks like a bit of pain, but she's going to get up and carry on.
Oh, good pressure.
And some great defense there from Mangere East. And a first up error there from Richmond.
Yeah, that's that little thing we touched on at the start of the broadcast here too, Joey. Just those little effort areas, getting out that marker, applying pressure to kickers and things like that. That's going to go a long way to winning the grand final.
It seems as though there are a little bit of jitters to start with, though. You can see, the couple of sets that Richmond have had, it looks like they're a bit disjointed, and Mangere East first set up. Hopefully on the back of this set, we can see a bit more cohesive footy and, the team starting to work together, because it's going to be those little effort areas like you touched on where they're going to win it. As we see Sasha Tuaimalo feeding the scrum, feeding it out to her back line. And let's see what Mangere East can come up with, working out of their own end. Some great defence there from Ava Brielle Tui Vaiti. Mangere East have a really good opportunity here to put some points on the board, as we see a good run from Sela Tolfa, and she offloads it. So a Petty Finau still carrying good. Need a quick play the ball here. Oh, nice quick play the ball from Mangere East. Could have been an error there, but we're going to carry on. Mangere East finding their front foot, and she breaks through. Likely touched on Salute Afoka. She goes close, not quite. And what do we got here? And the referee calls it a lost control. They're a really nice patch of footy there from Mangere, starting to find their front foot and just getting some quick play the balls, finding their front, getting up the field.
Yeah, I think that gets underestimated a little bit in these youth grades too, Joey, is just the ability to play fast over the ad line. And you saw there with that attacking set from Mangere, just finding their fronts on all their carries, getting up, playing the ball quickly. I thought they earned the right to get a penalty there, but look, they're in the right end of the field to be making errors. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalise there after a great set, but they need to muscle up here with their defence.
Yeah, it'll be crucial here with Mangere East really having all of the pressure leading it after this first 5 minutes. if they can hold Richmond within their own end, get a good defensive set, and then work their way back up the field, it'll be crucial. It'll go a long way to helping them win the grand final today. As we see a nice first up tackle there. Half decent carry from Tui Vaiti as Fata works her way out of dummy half. Doesn't quite earn the penalty from referee Tukuafu, and we're going to carry on. Goes to Tuala Glassie, feeds it on to her forward. Got some great defensive pressure here from Mangere East to start with. Richmond still inside their early 20. We've seen some space and can't quite get it to hand for Richmond. Mangere East in some prime real estate here to capitalise on it. But the referee's going to call it back for the knock-on from Richmond. Either way, you've got to commend that defensive pressure from Mangere East. It's what they want within this first 6 minutes of the game. They really want to keep Richmond down this end. Yeah,
you can see them. Their defensive line was quite thick there as well, Joey. Compressed around the ball, and what that does is it pushes a little bit of doubt into the mind of Richmond players there, and they try to force the pass wide, but they're still, if they can get there and execute, they'll still have a little bit of joy going out wide. They've got a few quick outside backs. Once the ball gets in the hands of their centres, look out, because there's some dangerous footy players there too.
Tuaimalu feeding the scrum, gets it out to Poko. It doesn't quite go to hand, but we're carrying on. Great defensive pressure off the scrum from Richmond. Mangere East, like we touched on, have the prime real estate here to capitalise, put some points on the board early on and further put their pressure on Richmond. Goes to Tuaimalu, feeds it on to McGee. Doesn't quite go to hand again, and the referee's calling a knock on there. They had all the pressure there, and the ball just can't quite go to hand, TJ.
Yeah, lost their way a little bit there, Mangere. They just probably need to tuck the ball under hand a little bit and take a few hard carries, And I think it's important before you look to shift the ball. You've got to earn the right by our middles taking the yardage early. So, a little bit lost on that attacking set, Joey.
Yeah, a little bit disjointed to start this game, but we're still only 7 and a bit minutes into the game, so we've got a lot of football left to play. And TJ, obviously in your role as head of pathways at Auckland Rugby League, how crucial is this under-13 girls grade to going a long way in rugby league?
Oh, it's massive. It's the first age grade where they can, actually play against a full team of females as well, which, there's people that have been in our organisation for a long time previous to now that have built that pathway in the female space, and we've got some really good people in there helping build it today, and all our volunteers at clubs as well that are helping outgrow that space. It's going to be outstanding with the likes of the Warriors NRLW here in New Zealand taking part next year as well. So just something for these girls to strive to moving forward.
Yeah, it's definitely great to have a lot of girls football going around at the moment, and obviously as they progress into higher honours and playing women's football for hopefully their clubs, it's crucial that we have grades like this as we see Richmond moving up the field, breaking that pressure that Mangere East have had on them to start their game. That was a great carry there, and unfortunately some great defence from Mangere East to combat that as well. As Adama Schwolga puts up a great kick, finds some space, and unfortunately it goes into touch. And we'll see Mangere East start to work it out of their own end.
Yeah, not a bad intercept there too, Joey. So very good attacking set there by Richmond, working themselves off their own try line there. This game feels like it can break any second too, Joey. Some classy players on both sides of these footy teams. Definitely some classy players across both sides as Mangere East are going to start working it out of their own end. Exactly like you touched on, we're just waiting for that one moment from either side to break the game open, and then I think that's when we'll see an error in that instance. Could this be the moment that Richmond start to capitalise? Yeah, you can't see quite what's going on there on camera, but just failing to get to their feet there and play the ball. Could be a costly error here too by the Mangere side. Could be a costly error there as we see our referee, Kape Tukuafu, consulting with his touch judge. Looks like we're going to get to a decision at some stage. Just explaining it to the captains. And we've got a penalty to Mangere East for ruck interference. Could definitely see some interference there from Richmond.
However, I think we're going to stick with the referee's decision there. As we see an error from Mangere East and a bit of argy-bargy to start our morning. Definitely not what we want to see this early on in the morning from our girls rugby league finals.
Yeah, that sort of stuff just shows that it means a little bit to them. So that was a great shot by the Richmond player. I think it might have been the number 6 there too. Just a great technique under the rib cage, forcing an error there for her side too. So that was a big play. Both sides just need to calm it down though. I know there's a lot on the line today, but if they can just settle into their groove there, Richmond are in a really good position to get our first points on the board for today.
Yeah, just looked like some really good contact right underneath the ball from Kalina Adama-Schwalger, dislodging the ball and causing a free. And obviously there's a bit of pride on the line come grand final day, but I think we've just got to leave it at a bit of club pride and not let it lead into any argy-bargy. So we'll see what the referee comes up with here. I think we're just going to go with the scrum, and Richmond now it's their turn to attack the try line and see what they can come up with.
Good call, ref. Get on with the game.
Now let's see what Richmond can strike up here. Whether Adama-Schwalger and Leila Tuala-Dlesi can put something together to get Richmond on the board early. We're 10 minutes into the game now and might need to start looking at capitalising. Referee's going to bring it back and get them to reset it.
Surely that's something we look at, Joey? Just get a play the ball happening there, man. Keep the game flowing a little bit, I think.
Definitely got to find some ways to speed up the games as we get the game back underway. Tuala-Dlesi taking it to the line. Dummies breaks through the line, wanting to find a quick play the ball here. Fata ready to give it some service. Richmond really starting to find their front now. Then they've got all the pressure on there. Great carry there from Yao Mamea. Adama-Schwalger feeds it off to Yao Mamea there. A great tackle there from Mangere East. Fata feeds it off to Martha Leota. They're crawling ever so slowly back towards the Mangere try line. Fata feeds it out to Tuala-Dlesi. She looks up. She finds the space. Can't quite hold on to it. What are we going to call? And the referee has a penalty for offside. Crucial there for Tuala-Dlesi. It's great that she's seen the space. A great service there from Kaden Fata. Just seen the space, just seen the winger come up early, steps back in. Can't quite hold on to the ball. Looks like she was lodging at the arm. But they get a repeat set down this end. Martha Leota takes a good carry to the middle of the posts. Fata and Tamiha feeds it to Adama-Schwalger. Doesn't quite go to hand. Play's going to continue. Ngaungatau picks up the ball and settles on the line. They've still got a whole set to play with Richmond, so I think they need to settle down their attack here. Drops it under. Crawling ever so slowly towards the try line. Fata from dummy half. Doesn't quite get through. Mangere East defence just holding too strong. Tuala-Dlesi at dummy half. Feeds it to Adama-Schwalger. Finds the space there with Kapoa. Some great pressure here from Mangere East. Getting towards the back end of the set here. Bit of a slower play the ball. Referee's going to allow it to continue. Tuala-Dlesi looking up, sees the space. Breaks a couple of tackles and gets over. Leila Tuala-Dlesi. Referee awards it and we're on the board early. Leila Tuala-Dlesi for Richmond. Putting first points on the board, 4 points to 0. TJ, talk me through.
Yeah, look, we touched on her pre-game as well, Joey, but it looks like she's just got a lot too much time and space there with the footy. And, the defensive line there for Mangere just failing to go straight and square there off their line and sliding out, giving the inside shoulder there. And Leila just takes the space and gets her team on the board. But she's been looking dangerous so far, Joey, as well, with ball in hand. And really dictating terms with that defensive line for Mangere. So she's been, started the game off in her grand final quite well so far.
Yeah, some great early touches there from Tuala-Dlesi and working really well with her house partner Kalina Adama-Schwalger. And very, very crucial at this point of the game as she moves in. Doesn't quite strike it how she would have liked it, but Richmond taking the lead, 4 points to nil over the Mangere East Green Hawks. Where do you think we're at in the game at the moment, TJ?
Yeah, I was actually, if I was Mangere, I'll still take a lot out of that defensive set. They had 2 back-to-back sets on their line, and it took them up to the last play in that second set to score. And all their supporters behind the post there were getting them across the line there. But look, it's still early days. Richmond capitalised on an opportunity there to get back-to-back sets on the try line, and Mangere just need to shape up here defensively and try and force an error.
Yeah, still very early days. We've still got 10 minutes to play in this first half here at Cornwall Park. And your under-13 girls grand final between the Richmond Rosebuds and the Mangere East Green Hawks. Who knows what we could see after this kickoff? Could we see Mangere East get it back, or could we see Richmond strike again?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, especially in youth grades too, Joey, is just the set after points for both sides. If you're the team that scored, you want to be completing your set, kicking it down to a corner, building pressure that way. If you're the defensive team, you want to try and minimise those opportunities and try and force an error here. So let's see which team can execute. Big
first up carry there from Ellery Davey. Tuala Lassie feeding it on to Mafi Leota. She's been massive for this Richmond forward pack in this first 15 minutes of the half. Fata in that dummy half. Feeds it off to Alda Mashwalga. She dummies and takes it herself. Look at her finding her front, getting a quick play the ball. Richmond need to play off the back of that. Tuala Lassie feeds it off to Kapawa. Some really stock standard defence here from Mangere East. Richmond look like they're putting all the pressure on now. Alda Mashwalga doesn't quite get the option she wants, still breaks the line. Leading into last tackle, 20 metres out from the try line. Goes to Tuala Lassie, looking up, drops one of her back rowers under, kicks it to space. And Richmond pounds on it. And just like that, they're over again.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about there, Joey. Just defensively, those are the things that we don't want to do after a set or after a try's been scored against us. But Richmond, they just finding their fronts that whole attacking set, getting quick play the ball. And you saw there, Tuala Glassie's just got her and her other half partner there, Alda Mashwalga. As we see a nice little dink in behind the line there, and great chase there by the number 3, Golgatal. She's got her fingerprints all over this game. Nice little grubber there by the half too.
Exactly what Richmond would have wanted after their first up try. Leila Tuala Lassie just having her input on it, as we see Ashton Lalvalle moving in. Doesn't quite get the strike she wants either, and Richmond extending their lead out to 8 points to nil. And it's really key for Richmond here, playing off the likes of Kalina Alda Mashwalga and Leila Tuala Lassie, as we've been going on all first half, having their hands all over the football and really guiding this Richmond team around, TJ.
Yeah, look, obviously, Joey, you'll know, has been one of the best halves that come out of Manadua there, Joey. But like, it's important for halves to have a great forward pack in front of them as well, and laying the platform. And credit to Richmond Rosebuds there for their middle forwards, just continuously keep trucking along. And you can see there with 7 minutes to go in the first half, Joey. Mangere just done a fair bit of defence lately, taking a bit of fuel out of the petrol tank, and obviously Richmond capitalising on that one as well. So massive 5 minute period coming up here for Mangere too, Joey.
Yeah, I think Mangere East, if they want to have any chance of clawing this lead back and taking the lead themselves, it's going to be a massive 6 minutes for them to have any chance in this 13 girls grand final here. As we see Mangere East kicking it back down, finding some good space there deep in the Richmond half. Working their way back out of their half now, and a great first up tackle there from Sasha Tumaialo. Alda Mashwalga just feeding it off to Ellery Davey. Had some really good carries out of her own end, and her stint off the bench has Ellery Davey for Richmond. Goes back to Tuala Lassie and feeds it off to Martha Leota. Really starting to find their front here as Richmond. They're putting all the pressure on in the back end of this first half and really starting to muscle up over the best defensive team in Mangere East in the 13 girls grade. Goes to Alda Mashwalga, fakes the drop under to her back rower, finds some space to her centre. Golgatal Goes close to the sideline and she's brought into touch from Mangere East. It's great to see that this Richmond side, through Ara Mashwalga and Tuala Glacier, starting to find the space, starting to see the cracks in the Mangere East defence, and really starting to keep the pressure on this Mangere East side.
Yeah, you can see with Richmond's, middle forwards there too, Joey, just leaving defenders on the ground, and what that's doing is giving the time and space for the halves to dictate what they want from Richmond. And I wouldn't be too bad with that. They threw a little bit of caution to win there going wide, but their centres have a bit of strike power here in the Rosebuds as well. But Mangere, they just got to regroup here. Most important thing here now is get to their kick and try and build a bit of pressure down in the Rosebuds end.
Yeah, I think it'll be crucial in this last 5 minutes of the first half here. It'll be key to see how Mangere East can use the footy here as it goes from Selena Puko out to Opeti Finau, who feeds it off to Mele Mata. Opeti Finau finding the space here, and they get rewarded with the penalty. That'll be crucial here with Mangere East obviously wanted to refine their pressure.
Yeah, I think it's important here that Mangere don't try and chase points either, Joey. There's still plenty of time left in this game, and what they need to do here is continue building pressure. If they can't get a try out of the set, they need to try and build a bit of pressure, maybe a bit of a repeat set as well. But yeah, it's important that they continue just trying to take them to the end of the sets here and build some pressure.
Yeah, it really isn't that big of a lead in the big scheme of things. If Mangere East can, like you touched on, just continue. If they put the pressure on here, wow.
Shoulder charge.
Looks as though it must have been a shoulder charge to the head, and we're seeing Ava Brielle, Hatisa Tui Vaiti spending 10 minutes in the sin bin for that one. Now this is somewhere where Mangere East will definitely want to capitalise now. Mangere East definitely want to try and find their space. We want to see Tuai Malo and Selena Puko find the space in the Richmond side and work together to try and keep the pressure on here. As we see them inching closer, about 18 metres out from their side, from the try line, goes to Tuai Malo. Feeds it out to Wolfgram, feeds it out to her winger, Saloti Opeti Finau, breaks one tackle, offloads it again, and we're still going, close to the sideline, and they drag her out. Not what we would have hoped for there from Mangere East, TJ.
Yeah, that's what I mean about trying to chase points now, Joey. That they should have just gone to ground there and taken that tackle and, worked them back south through the middle. So, while they've got 12 ladies on the field, now's an opportunity to try and take advantage of that. So, they just got to defend here. Like I said, there's still a few minutes left in this first half, and if they can defend, force an error here, then give them another opportunity.
Yeah, I think in this last 3 minutes of our first half here, it'll be crucial for Mangere East to keep the pressure on and go into half-time, keeping this lead at 8 points to 0, and hopefully we can see in the second half them keep the pressure on this Richmond side. As it goes to Tuala Glacier off the scrum, feeds it out the back to Grayson Faumui, breaks the initial tackle and then brought down. It goes to Indiana Falani Tule, still working. Good to see her finding some space on the outside and just working their way out of their own end. About 12 metres out from their try line. Richmond still working their way out. They're really starting to find their front here as this Richmond side. They've got some good carries coming out of their own end as it goes to Tuala Glacier. Takes it herself and a good carry from a little halfback there. We're coming towards the back end of the set. Goes to Ara Mashwalga. Drops under Ellery Davey. What a great carry there from Davey. Leading into the last tackle here. Getting closer to halfway. Doesn't quite go to hand. And the referee calls a knock on there on our last tackle. Some great carries there coming out of their own end from Ashton Lauvalia as well. And in this last couple of minutes,
how about Tuala Glacier with a carry with a straight hit up from her off the back fence. Outstanding. That's how you earn the respect from your middles.
If they were a halfback in your day, TJ, would that be one of the things that you'd do better? Taking the tough carries as a halfback coming out of your own end?
Nah, no way, man. I'm telling my OBs, get in there, do some work, having a bit of a rest. Nah, but man, she's had her fingerprints all over this game at the moment, man, and doing outstanding for the side. But Mangere here, hot on attack. They look pretty sharp the last 2 attacking sets too, Joey, so hopefully they can open up the field a little bit. Yeah,
great offload there from Milinati or Petty Finau. Offloaded it to her relation as we hear the hooter go in the background. Oh, nice little eyes up kick there from Selena Puko, and it doesn't quite go to hand. As we see half-time call from referee Tukuafu. Richmond Rosebuds holding on to their lead, 8 points to 0 over the Mangere East Green Hawks. Richmond starting really strong, and we'll take a quick break. We'll wrap up the try soon, and we'll have you back with your second half shortly. Welcome back into Cornwall Park here with our under-13 girls grand final between the Richmond Rosebuds and the Mangere East Greenhawks. Richmond holding on to an 8 points to 0 lead leading into half-time as we take a look at our action from the first half. Leila Tuala-Glassie, like we touched on pre-game, and she certainly showed why she's the class player this year, is dotting over for the first try, TJ. Yeah, she's just been playing front foot footy, man. Always hands-on footy, and she's taken a few players with her at the line as well, so she's been real classy. As you can see, a nice little effort there. I know people in some good systems that can't execute grubbers like that, man. So, look, she did an outstanding job there to put in the try line for her number 3 to score that try. But, yeah, for Richmond, she's definitely been class above, along with her number 6, Artemis Rolger as well. Yeah, now, if you're one of these coaches at halftime, TJ, or a coach of either side, what are your messages to the Richmond side and to the Mangere East side? Yeah, I just think, especially for both sides, I feel like they're poking their nose through a little bit on their carries. I think they just got to continue earning the right first and then play a bit of footy at the back end of their sets. But, I'd be working off the back of quick play the ball, especially in this grade. I think it's real underrated. I don't feel they capitalise on those opportunities enough. And defensively, Mangere, they've been tested on their try line a fair bit as well, but they've scrambled quite well. So, they might have to tempt fate a little bit. We spoke pre-game as well. They've got to score more than 12 points here today to win. If they can hold Richmond to 8 points, 12 points is going to be enough to get the victory today. So it's going to be a massive half there for Mangere to try and get themselves a win for today's clash. Yeah, especially with how much pressure Mangere East have been on in this first half. to only have 8 points put on them to start with is a pretty good effort from them. Richmond have had a lot of good ball, and for them only to let in 2 tries, that's a credit to why they're the best defensive side in the under-13 girls grade.
Yeah, they've been doing really good stuff with the footy, Richmond. So for Mangere to keep them to 8 points, been a bit of a scramble. But what that doesn't show you in the stats as well, Joey, is the amount of petrol that their Mangere are taking up defensively. Spent a fair bit of time defending their try line in the back end of that game, and that does take up a little bit of energy and oxygen. So that hopefully doesn't pay dividends at the back end for them, but we'll see how that goes, man. They've got to hold on to the footy and probably execute a little bit better to get themselves back into the contest. Yeah,
it's definitely a credit to where the contest is at, as we're just about ready to get back into the action here at Cornwall Park. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we've still got 2 more games after this to bring to you. We've got our under-14 girls grand final between the Mangere East Hawks and the Point Chef Pirates, and then our last game of the day at 1 o'clock, the under-16 girls grand final between the Mangere East Elite Bella Hawks taking on one of the greatest clubs known to the world, the Manurua Marlins.
Yeah, outstanding club, that club. But, man, how about a shout-out to the Mangere East, man? They've been so strong in the female space, as well as Richmond Rosebuds as well. But, and all 3 of the youth grand finals here for the girls, to have a team in the grand final for each of those grades is an achievement for the club as well. I know they spend a lot of time doing a little bit of development out of that club for the female space, as does the Richmond Rosebuds. So it's good to see those things paying dividends for the club.
Yeah, it's definitely a credit to see, where the girls' game is at the moment, as the Richmond Rosebuds about to get us underway for the second half. Ashton Lalvale gets us underway. A nice little dink across the ground. Doesn't quite go to hand, but it goes backwards. And taken there by Salute Petit Finau. Some good contact there from Richmond to start. 25 minutes left of grand final footy here at Cornwall Park. Mangere East just feeding it along their line. Starting to find their front, and really just, I think for this first part of the second half, it'll just be about completing sets and putting the pressure on this Richmond side to hopefully claw the game back. A nice carry there from Salute Haufoka, one of our players to watch out for the Mangere East side. Finding some space here for his Mangere East through Selena Poko. Great to see their halves taking on the line as well. And it comes out to Amani Saimone, a good carry over their half. Starting to fight the tackle a little bit. Gets a quick play the ball. Goes out to Sasha Tuaimalo, who gets a kick, finds some space. Letting it bounce. And Richmond pounce on it there. A great kick chase there from Mangere East.
Yeah, very good first set there by Mangere, playing some front foot footy and getting some quick play the balls. And to see a nice good run here by the OB for Rosebuds and get a high shot there.
Yeah, Richmond rewarded there with a good carry. An unfortunate bit of high contact there from our Mangere East defence. That's crucial here for Richmond, working their way out of their own end. Mangere East wanting to keep the pressure on this Richmond side for the early part of the second half as they tap through Adama Schwalbe and feed it off. Oh, what a carry there to start the set. A good first up carry there for the Richmond Rosebuds. Finding their early front there. Finding their front through Ellery Davey. As we see, a good little carry there. A good carry there from Chloe Pule Mangafa. Goes to Tuala Glassie. Dummies it and gets absolutely handled there from Stella Taufa. They go left again. Umata Leota. Good carry there to break the line. Leading into tackle 4. Goes from Marmia to Tuala Glassie. Feeds it on to Ashton Lalvale, who breaks the line. And she's through. She breaks one. Can't quite get past the fullback. And brought to ground. Last tackle here, close to the line. Goes from Marmia. Feeds it on to Adama Schwalbe. Looking for the space. Grubbers it through. I don't think that's played it, so it might still be last. And the referee calls tackle 6 change over. What a great set there from Richmond.
Yeah, again, you saw Tuala Glassie there as well. She's just got too much time and space. You saw earlier in the set where our Mangere player come out of the line and try to put pressure on them. That's the way probably to attack her a little bit there. But, yeah, big set here by Mangere. They're looking a little bit tired now, Joey. short on a bench as well, so their middle's definitely got to have to roll up their sleeves here.
Yes, going to be a massive effort here as they get rewarded with a penalty. Just a bit of a second effort there from the Richmond defenders, and crucial here to work their way out of their own end. And they're going to tap and go, working out of their own end. It's going to be crucial here to get some good carries, work their way back up the field and put their pressure back on the Richmond side as we see a good carry there to start the set. Manages to hold on to it. Good little dart out of dummy half there from a Peti Finau.
Yeah, the two sisters have been good today, man. Their carries out of the yardage, and they look to be quite physical but also have a little bit of toe on them as well.
Yeah, a good carry there. Trying to find the space in this Richmond defence here. Can't quite find it out there, but it goes back to Salute Afuka. A great carry there through the middle. Breaks a couple of tackles, finds your front. They need to play off the back of that quick play the ball there. Goes to Tuaimalu. Feeds it off to Riley McGee. Starting to fight the tackle there. Finds your front. Can play off the back of that. Bit of a tiki leg pull there, but referee calls play on. The kick goes up from Tuaimalu. And a great take there from Richmond. However, we've got a penalty. A penalty against Richmond for offside. Another crucial penalty there inside the first 5 minutes. Mangere's about 21 metres out from the try line now, so really need to start playing off the back of this and applying their pressure still to the Rosebuds.
Yeah, I think it's important that they still keep going forward here too, Joey, just because they're in good ball area. They can't look to go wide. They've got a couple good middle forwards there, Hafuka being one of them. Here she is with the footy.
As she goes close to the try line, doesn't quite get there. Couple of metres short of the try line. Some great defence there from Richmond to hold out the Hafuka there. Ball goes to Selena Poko. Great line pressure there from Richmond. What can we see here on tackle 3? Goes out of dummy half. Goes to Carol Lolile. She goes close. She breaks a couple of tackles. She goes over.
Great scramble by Richmond.
Held up there from Richmond. Some great line pressure here. She works her way back out to the 10-metre line to give her team some space. Mangere East, two more tackles here to try and capitalise and use the pressure that they've got at the moment on the Richmond side. As it goes from Rata. Works it out to Melio Peti Finau. Great defence there from pulling Mangafa. Last tackle here for Mangere East. Let's see what the options are. Goes to Taimane Leavai. She offloads it. And some great defence there from the Rosebuds. And they managed to hold him out, and that's the set. Richmond get a turnover there. Now it's their turn to work it out of their own end, TJ.
Yeah, they just got guilty of going too sideways there too, Joey. And, sometimes they just need to roll up their sleeve. I feel like the strength there is in their middle forward pack there for Mangere, and they just went away from that a little bit. But, look, there's still plenty of time, man. It's only 8 points. A try here in the next couple of minutes brings them straight back into the contest. So get a good bit of line speed, win the collision here, and start their set defensively off well.
Do you think it's a matter of, like you touched on at half-time, it looks like maybe they're chasing points rather than just letting it come to them and trying to overplay their hand?
Yeah, I think that's, especially in big games like grand finals, Joey, scoreboard pressure is massive, but they just have to realise and remember what they did to get to this point in the first place and go back to their strengths. And as you see, a nice little play here.
Some great
Glassy again.
Exactly the play we touched on. Layla Tuala, Glassy just finding the space as Richmond working their way out again. A nice good defence there from Mangere East. Not to say there wasn't a bad carry there from Shaniza Kapawa. Tuala Glassy feeds it off to Karina Fawinga. Working their way over the halfway line. Last tackle here. Good quick play of the ball. Goes out to Adama Schwalga. She puts it up. Finds a space in behind the Mangere swinger and Salute. Or Peti Finau beats one defender. Gets to the outside but can't quite get any further, and she can't hold on to it. Well, what could we have here? Are we going to see a knock-on from Mangere East, or are we going to see a penalty here for Richmond? Referee Tukuafu going over to consult his touch judge.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call is there. I saw a couple chasers out on the wing there, a little bit offside there too, Joey, and came inside the 10 metres on the chase, and that could be what it was for.
And looks as though that's what it might be for. As we see
both of them got involved in the contact there too, so fair enough on the penalty.
Yeah, great work from the touch judge here to help the referee identify that and adjudicate where we need to. Mangare's good little touch finder there. Doesn't always need to find the most yards. It's just about getting the ball out, giving them a few more metres to start their set from, and like we've touched on, we've got just over 15 minutes left in the second half, and Mangere will need to start clicking here to have a chance of taking this grand final. As Shannon starting their set from the 40-metre line. Some great first up contact there from Taimane Levi. Just trying to sneak an extra few yards there for her side, but referee Tukuafu asked her to go back onto her first mark. Feeding it out from dummy half. Melinoti Opiri Finau stopped there in her tracks from Esther Pulemangafa. And it goes off there to Briley McGee. A nice good carry there from McGee. Working their way over the Richmond 40-metre line. Goes to Hafoka. Hafoka finding her front there. Need a quick play the ball to work off the back of that. Goes to Mariana Pulu. She finds McGee. Another good carry there from Briley McGee. They need to carry on this momentum. Referee calls last tackle. They go left. Finds Tuai Malo. Goes to Levi. Levi offloads it. Where are we going to go to from here? The ball's free. And the referee calls tackle 6. I don't think that's a bad set by any means, TJ. We're still only in an 8-point ball game, so if Mangere East want to keep the pressure on here, I think that's the kind of set they're going to need to apply the pressure.
Yeah, outside a try and a repeat set, that's probably the best place to turn the 40 over as well. So, but Richmond has still been going like 40, 50 metres on their yardage sets as well, Joey, so they just need to get a good bit of contact in here, wrestle up, get some line speed and win the collision, because if they let Tuala Glassy dictate what's going to happen, she'll be sending them through a few holes in this attacking set. Yeah,
that's it. And exactly that carry is what we want to see on tackle 2. Goes back to Tuala Glassy. She feeds it on to her centre. To Vaiti. Oh, so exactly what you touched on, TJ. They're still finding 30, 40 metres on their sets. Still inside the half. Goes to Tuala Glassy. She takes it herself. She breaks through. She's going to need a quick play the ball here. No markers there for the Mangere East defence. Goes from Adama Schwalger. Feeds it on to Fawinga. And they get rewarded for a penalty. Well, what a set there from Richmond to get out of their own end, TJ.
Yeah, look, they're just playing some front foot footy, and they look like the team that's got the most energy at the moment too, Joey, and they're doing it with their defence, scrambling quite well, and then obviously with their attack. Tuala Glassy's just been classy all day today, so you see another penalty here.
And they get another one there for a high tackle. A little bit of pressure under the Mangere East side now. We're halfway through the second half, and Richmond just over 20 metres out from the Mangere East try line. Goes from Adama Schwalger to her halves partner and Tuala Glassy. Feeds it on to Fawinga. A nice first up carry there, breaking a tackle.
This is game on the line this city, Joey.
Goes to the dangerous girl, and Tol Vale get raised to tackle, and she's over. And that's another one that we haven't quite touched on there. Ashton Tol Vale going over and scoring. She's been a bit of an underrated player for this Richmond side today. I know all the reps have been on their halves and Adama Schwalger and Tuala Glassy, but when you look at some of their carries coming their own end, Ashton Tol Vale has been one of the better carriers for this Richmond side.
Yeah, no fear there too. Just runs a great little in and away there, and Just wanted it a little bit more there too. She's been outstanding today. Her and Hafuka for Mangere have had a great battle up front, and yeah, look, that was a massive defensive set there by Mangere. Just a little bit fatigued at the moment, and Richmond, with the spoils there, extending their lead 12 points to 0.
Yeah, their fatigue probably setting in off a couple of back-to-back defensive sets. Tavale trying to convert her own try. Doesn't quite add the extras. Now we're out to a 12 points to 0 lead. Richmond over the Mangere East Hawks. Not long left in the second half. And Richmond seems like they've got one hand on the trophy at this stage. And if they want to go any further to clinching this under-13s title, it's going to be within this last 11 minutes that we're going to see here. And there's what we're playing for, the grand final trophy for the winners of our under-13 girls grade. Seems like Mangere East are just starting to tire out a little bit. They've had a lot of defending to do. Richmond just continuing to find their front like they were in the first half. And with a 12 points to 0 lead with just over 10 minutes to go, Richmond just need to be able to hold on here and not do much more to clinch the title here at Cornwall Park.
Yeah, it was a great first half defense. This first part of the second half here, Joey, defensively for Richmond. They've been, under assault basically on their own try line and keep turning Mangere away. And to go up the field like that, as we see an error, to go up the field like that in one set and score a try, that dents a lot of confidence for the opposition.
Yeah, and a costly error there from Richmond not being able to hold on to the footy. With 10 minutes to go in the second half, it's going to be crucial here. I know we don't want Mangere East to chase the points, but if they're going to need to start executing, it might need to be now that they start to put the pressure on the Richmond side.
Yeah, it's desperation times now, man. They probably do got to chase the points a little bit, and I'd really like to see the number 10, Hafuka, a little bit out wider as well. Just getting at some smaller defenders and creating a bit of space, but and the Opeti Finale sisters have been pretty good as well, man. So hopefully they get some early touches here in the set.
Yeah, Saluti Hafuka has been a massive carrier for this Mangere East side today. She's had some really good carries working out of her own end. As we see the scrum fair from Tuai Malo, who goes off to Selena Poko. Little wraparound play from back, similar to when TJ was playing in his Manirewa days. She manages to hold on to it. And see a bit of a slower play of the ball, and she's rewarded with a penalty there. Must have been purely off the wraparound play like TJ used to do at Leebank Park back in the late 2000s.
I was a chip and chase out of my own end kind of half there, Joey. You won't see me doing the wraparound play. Nah, but look, the girls do some good set pieces, and you watch a little bit of the female space in the youth grade, and they do that quite well. And seems to work on opposition, so to see Mangere, they need to try in this set here, Joey, for any chance to get themselves back into this grand final. Yeah,
great first up carry there from Grace Tauti. As we see the girl, we're just touching on Saluti Hafuka. A great carry there. Goes from Mariana Pulu. Finds Tuai Malo, who looks up, sees the space, and half breaks the line. A few metres out from the try line now. It goes to Briley McGee. She's been another big carrier for this Mangere East side. But their Richmond defence again just holding them out. Opeti Finale in at dummy half. She barges over. Does she get over? Referee's going to consult with his touch judges. Stops it. And she's calling held up. Yet again, some great Richmond defence there. It's been the talk of the game that they've just managed to withhold this pressure from Mangere East, being the best attacking and defensive side of the comp. Yet they're holding them scoreless at the moment, TJ.
Yeah, no, look, Richmond have been scrambling quite well, man, and if they go on to win this grand final, put that down to their defence. You see they're just turning up for each other and scrambling there, and they're doing a really good job to turn this Mangere East side away.
Not a half bad option there from Sasha Tuai Malo, just trying to kick the space. Trying to kick to the space and put this Richmond side under a bit more pressure in hopes that they're going to crack. As you see the referee consulting his touch judge here. Could possibly be some offside chases here. And we're going out to a 20-metre restart. a bit of an interesting one there, TJ.
Yeah, no, mate, I don't know if I saw that correctly, but I thought that might have been a forced goal line dropout there. But look, you can't overcall the ref. I've never seen a ref say, you know what, Joey, you're right. Let me change my mind. But, yeah, as we see, Richmond now, again, they earned the right for that, though, Joey. They've defended well, especially on their own try line. They've been under assault this whole second half. And, you know, like we said earlier in the first half, you know, defence is what wins championships. And they've defended themselves quite well today, as we see 6 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, the defence of this Richmond Rosebud side has definitely been key for them today, as we see a nice little settler there from Aramashwalga. A quick play the ball, and Iafata feeds it out to Tuala Lassie. Finds the space, gives it to Tauvale, who half breaks the tackle again and finds the offload. And another offload there out to Tui Vaiti. And the Mangere defence just manages to hold on to her. Iafata in a dummy half, feeds it again to Tuala Lassie. What's she going to do here? Offloads it to Tauvale. And another massive carry. Geez, he's been nearly impossible to stop here as Ashton Tauvale. On last tackle, they go right. Off to Aramashwalga, who looks up, drops under a couple of players, finds some space, and it doesn't quite go to hand for Esther Pule Mangafa. Referee calls play on, and then they complete the tackle there. And we're still going. And a big pass back to the middle. Finds Aramashwalga, who puts up the kick. Finds some space, they let it bounce. And a great take there from Mangere East. Now it's time to work out of their own end. 5 minutes to go. Not a lot of time here left for Mangere East to capitalise and have any chance of taking this grand final. As to one of the Opiti Finals sisters, a great contact there from the Richmond defenders.
Yeah, Mangere got to score this set to have any chance to get themselves back in here, Joey. OBs have been coming in, taking some carries, which has been nice, but they need to test their arm a little bit, force a few passes here, because they are chasing points. Yeah,
there's been some great carries here from the Opiti Final sisters, as we see one there from Saluti. And gets the offload away. Finds Salatofa, playing a bit of ad-lib football here. And a pass out to Mele Mata Opiti Final. They've kind of been the shining lights. Another offload, and we see a bit of an error there.
Unlucky, but that's the sort of play that they need to be doing at the moment, Joey. And it is a bit of a high risk, high reward. In this case, they don't quite, take the spoils. But you saw how many metres they got off those few offloads that they had too. So massive set by Mangere, but I think that might be the game there, Joey.
Yeah, a few Hail Mary passes there that seemed to come off, and the last one just couldn't quite go to hand. And with 4 minutes left, all Richmond need to do here is just continue to apply the pressure on Mangere East, hold them out and continue the defence like they have been, and they'll put their second hand on the trophy in this Under-13 Girls Grand Final. As we see Tuala Lassie feeding it off the back of the scrum. To Aramashwalga, and a great carry there from the number 6. It's definitely what you want to see from your halves, being able to take on the line. As you see Ayla Breve, Ngonga Tau, another good carrier. And they're rewarded with another penalty for offside. Mangere East just starting to tire out now. They've been under a lot of pressure in the second half, giving away a few costly penalties, and this will be a great time waster here for Richmond to just continuing to apply the pressure here on Mangere East and slowly closing out the game. As we see the ball go to Tuala Lassie. She feeds it on to far winger. A great carry there from Karina far winger. Iafata in a dummy half. She feeds it off to Kalina Aramashwalga, and a great carry there from Martha Leota. Her two stints have been very impressive for the Richmond side here today as Martha Leota. As it goes out to Tui Vaiti. And a great defensive effort there from Mangere East to scramble across and stop that one. Iafata in a dummy half. Feeds it off to Tuala Lassie. Drops under Tauvale. She steps in. And another great scramble there from Mangere East. Are we going to see Richmond crash over here again? Iafata out of dummy half. Feeds it off to Grayson Faumui. She goes close. Doesn't quite get there. And another penalty there for high contact. Mangere East just under quite a bit of pressure now. 2 minutes left on the clock for Richmond to close the game out and for Mangere East to have any chance of putting points on the board.
Surely take the 2 here, Joey.
Yeah, if you're a smart time waster, then you'd be looking to take the 2 here. Looks like they're going to tap and go as this Richmond side. Adama Schwalger taps it. Feeds it off to Martha Leota. And she's met with good contact there from Briley McGee. She's been one of the standards for this Mangere side in a bit of a down effort today. Adama Schwalger finds a space out on the right. And they crash over again to close the game out. Ariana Fong out on the right edge. And that's going to close our game out for today.
Yeah, massive performance by Richmond. Classy all over the park. And their halves, they were allowed to dictate terms today. And they had no pressure on them all game. As you see here, Adama Schwalger. Great little dummy cut there and just feeds it to her winger to get in nice and low there on the try. And it's a grand final meat pie for the lady out there, Fong. So great outstanding achievement here by Richmond. They've gone through, I think, undefeated this year, and they've been too strong here for this Mangere side in the under-13s grand final.
Yeah, you can definitely see with this Richmond side why they won the minor premiership over the regular season and toppled the Mangere side as they did in week 1 of our finals football, 32 points to 12. And you can see with the massive effort like they've had today, you can see why they've gone from the minor premiership to taking the glory in the grand final here today. As we see Layla Tuala-Glassie just lining up the conversion to try and add the extras to the try. Goes straight in and doesn't quite get there. It's been a massive credit to Mangere East this year, though. Obviously, they're going to... It looks likely that they're going to fall short today, but it's a credit to where they're at the moment. They haven't been too far off this Richmond side through the season. And, it's a massive effort to get to the grand final in itself, TJ. Grand finals don't come around very often, and as you'd know, being, the head coach of a grand final winning side with the Warriors Harold Matthews team, they're very few and far between getting a grand final win.
Well, in my case, I hope it's not the only one I get to, Joey, but... look, anything can happen on grand final day. I think that's the big thing for everyone taking part in today's contest. But Richmond have just been classy all over the park, man. Obviously led by their 2 halves around the field, but their number 13, Lauvale, has been outstanding as well. And when you've got a few, most of your players playing some good footy in a grand final or in a big game, the result speaks for itself. So outstanding achievement by both these teams today. As we see the full-time hooter go in the background.
Yeah, and all Richmond need to do here is just complete the tackle out. And that is the grand final for 2024 in the under-13 girls grade. The Richmond Rosebuds, 16 points to 0 winners here over the Mangere East Greenhawks. A massive effort here from the likes of Layla Tuala-Glassie and Kalina Adama Schwalger, as well as Ashton Lauvale through the middle of the park. They had some really classy players, some really classy touches, and ultimately the pressure was just too much withholding. All that Mangere East threw at them. They were a very, very classy side today with Richmond, and credit to Mangere East for making it to the grand final. Like we just touched on, it's never easy to get to the grand finals, especially the way they've done, having to go the long way round and play the extra game leading into this game this morning. And it's definitely a credit to where girls rugby league is at the moment, having 2 clubs with very strong girls programs. Obviously Mangere East will be one of the key themes throughout the day, and Richmond having been one of the stalwarts of girls and women's rugby league for a very, very long time now. It's great to see Richmond reaping the rewards of a great women's system out at Greyland Park there, TJ.
Yeah, look, credit to all the volunteers and support staff that have helped these girls throughout the season as well. So see Richmond enjoying themselves there, and so they should be as well. But yeah, look, it's only the beginning for these girls out there today. Whether you win or you lose, there's great pathways in place at the moment in the youth grades, especially for females, and all the Auckland female academies at 16s and 18 years old as well. And female rugby league's only going to get bigger over the next few years too, Joe, with the inclusion of the Warriors in ARLW. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, lots of girls and women's footy happening over the next over the next few years, and over the next few hours there's more footy coming. We've got the under 14 girls grand final at 11:30, so don't go too far away, and we'll see you in 25 minutes.